In this lesson, we're going to be talking about how to write lines of music when there's two lines of music, not just 4 measures, but 8 measures now of music. First, I'm going to talk you through it and show you the pictures, and then I'll actually walk you through it in the next lesson, writing in real time so you can get a good sense of how to do it.
Using pages from my #1 bestseller book, The Best Music Theory Book for Beginners, that sold over 5,000 copies. My name is Dan Spencer. I'm your music mentor. The full playlist with over 100 music theory lessons is in the video description. I recommend watching them in order. And now, back to the lesson.
So, we're going to start off by getting 2 staves. That's right, when you have 2 staffs and you put them together, they become a staves. That's the plural when you have more than one. So what you're going to do with the 2 staves, you divide them both in half and both into quarters with regular bar lines. Then, and this is very interesting, at the end of both, on the right side of both staves, you are going to put on the top one a regular bar line, and at the bottom one, a final bar line. I'm going to zoom out so you can really see that. There you go. Regular bar line, final bar line. Step number 3. You're going to put percussion clefs on both staves, not just the top one, on both staves. Each one gets a percussion clef. And finally, step 4, you're going to add the time signature only to the first stave. So let's recap the difference between the clef and the time signature. Clefs go on all staves. Time signature only goes on the top stave. Let's recap and review. Step number 1, you're going to divide 2 staves in halves, then quarters. Then you're going to add on the right side, you're going to close the first stave off with a regular bar line, and on the second stave, you're going to write a final bar line. Then you're going to write percussion clefs for both staves. Finally, you're going to write your time signature 4/4, 3/4, or C for common time on the first stave only. I will see you in the next lesson where I'm actually going to walk you through setting up 2 staves for 8 measures, both for 4/4 and for 3/4. I'll see you there. In this lesson, I'm going to talk you through and walk you through writing 8 measures all in a row on 2 separate staves. So, let's go ahead and first divide our 2 staves into halves with a bar line. Boom. Boom. Then we divide them in quarters. Boom. Boom. Bada boom. Boom. Then, what we need to do is we need to look at the right side. I'm going to zoom in just so you can really see it. We're going to write a regular bar line to close off the first line, and we're going to write a final bar line on the second line. Then we're going to write percussion clef on both staves. Staff number 1 gets a percussion clef. Staff number 2 gets a percussion clef. Then we write the time signature only on the top stave. In this case, I'm going to do 4/4, but I'm going to go back and do all this again for 3/4, just so you can see it again. And there you go. That's 8 measures in a row that you're now going to be able to write original rhythmic compositions in. Okay, let's do this again, but this time for 3/4. We're going to start off dividing the staves into half with a single bar line. 1 and 2. Then we divide the staves into quarters with 2 more bar lines. Well, 2 more bar lines each for a total of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then what we got to do is we got to zoom in all the way over here. And I'm zooming in so you can see, obviously, if you're working on paper, you don't zoom in. Well, maybe you bring your head closer to the paper and that's how you zoom in. But anyway, we close off the first line with a regular bar line, and the second line of staff is where we write our final bar line. Now we come back to the left side and we see you have nothing there. I'll clean that up just a little bit. And then we're going to write percussion clef for both lines. 1, 2, 1, 2. And then we're going to write our time signature on the top. In this case, it's going to be 3. Oops, I was looking up at my screen. I got a little messy, but that's okay. 4. 3, 4. And that's 8 measures for 3, 4. I will see you in the next lesson. Oh, but it's not over yet. Click here to watch the next video lesson or up here for the full video playlist.